All right, good morning. Welcome to the Finding a Way Through channel. I'm your host, George Lawfrey. Hopefully, you like what's going on here. So, about a week ago, since I'm running a little late on these stories because I was being had a problem, personal problems that I was working through my brain. So I'm gonna go ahead and whatever this is doing. I'm going to get this thing all set up here, and we're going to go ahead and align this thing. I can get this stuff to align it with. There we go. Okay, wrong spot, but we got it. Lines coming up. I'm gonna go ahead and record this video from Shoes Channel News because the local kids here in Reno, Nevada, have went ahead and joined the ICE protest because they weren't the feminists. The old feminists, the old protesters, the old ladies. The 60s protesters, the baby boomers over in Wisconsin. Was it Wisconsin? Yeah, no, Minneapolis, sorry. I keep wanting to say it's Wisconsin. We'll do a story on that too later in the week. They seem to want to blame ICE for everything when it wasn't really ICE, and they were talking about the 5-year-old kid that wasn't arrested, but he was taken to visit time with Daddy. And Daddy was arrested for being illegal and Child Protective Services, and everybody wasn't available. But you can see how misunderstood and crazy this stuff is, because you got the children believing false narrative, which is going to make it tough on everybody else. And Washoe County students took the day off protesting. It's going to hurt themselves more than this. They're saying they don't want ICE in Reno, in Nevada, period. But the problem is the ICE is not really doing a whole lot of stuff here in Nevada. The local police are doing it. The sheriff, the DOT. I mean, it's quieter. They know it. They're arresting all the illegals, the people that broke federal law to get into the United States, and they're doing it quietly. The police are just finding them. They know where they're at. They got their detectives, finding them. Police go arrest them. Put them in patrol car, take them to the county jail or the state jail. Then they process them out. Then they transfer them down to out to ICE, and then it's dealt with. They don't get to do any complaining or anything like that, and then they're gone. They're out. I mean, they get on a plane or they go to one of the detention centers like Alligator Alley or Alcatraz, Alligator Alley, Alcatraz. They get processed out in their court date. They found to be guilty. They just get processed out. Now, if they were following the law statutes, there would be 25 years in prison before they got processed out. So I think the administration's being pretty lenient with them. Now, people that don't come here legally, they don't pay taxes. They take jobs from Americans, especially kids that are starting over. They live 30 to 40 in a house, which is disgusting on itself. There's no time to clean. There's no place to clean. They destroy the thing. I've seen houses where they have tents out in the backyard, and they have cookouts, and they just live in the backyard. Recently, I've seen those tents disappear because they brought in a sheriff and took them away. Now, some people will disagree with me and some people won't, but it is a good thing that all those illegals are going away. For one, there's less drugs. The economy's doing better. There's less arguments. There's less fights. There's less criminal activity in the area. You don't have to worry about the. And I like the way they're doing it here in Nevada. They're doing it so quietly that there's no actual protests going on except for this regional organization by Democrats, by whoever's organizing the Minneapolis riots, which we'll talk about that later, but we're just going to talk about this. Okay, so I've got the news channel video, so that's like 8 minutes. Let's go ahead and watch that so I can get better. We can do better on that one, and then when it's over, we'll talk about some more. It might just go completely up on your screen. I don't know how I'm doing it this time. But we'll talk to you. Here it goes. Let's see what we have. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Maybe.
Across Washoe County, there were probably thousands of students who joined the protest. Many of the demonstrations had a start and end point, and if you were in the area of one, you definitely heard it. Jaden Urban has a recap.
Hey, Reno High School.
Many different schools partook in the protest. The question would be more so which did not join versus who did. The school district has told us students who participated in the protest and were not in school would get marked with an unexcused absence. The district says it does not know how many kids were marked today, but protesters were loud about their anger towards ICE.
They took a 5-year-old, they kill people nonstop, and ICE is not okay. There's a way to take illegal immigrants, and then there's a way to not, and they're doing it the wrong way every single time.
She got that wrong.
Stay here, and you know, like, ICE is killing people. Peace! I want peace! My community needs peace. We need peace. That's all we ask for is peace.
Okay, right there. 3 of them that got the story strong. ICE is not killing people. Well, at least not in Reno. And peace, I haven't seen any ICE actions here in Reno, Nevada, so she's got it wrong. And the other one, the other one said they're taking 5-year-olds. Well, they didn't take that 5-year-old. Daddy left it. If I remember the story correctly, I don't know if I can find it, but if I can, we'll talk about that too. But when ICE showed up to the guy, he was out with his kid, and he took off running and left his kid standing there. So ICE had control of the kid. And they did the right thing. They're not going to nonchalantly leave the kid on the side of the road. They're going to take him and put him in a safe place, which happened to be the only place they could, the back of their car. And then they ran down Dad and arrested him because he was actually not legal for the United States. And then he didn't come in through the proper channels, so he broke the federal laws that says he shouldn't be here. And then when they put him in the ICE detention center, but they couldn't find any social service or social government to take the kid so they can decide if they're deporting it with Dad or not. And the story never got covered by the news, but they actually deported Dad and the kid back to their country, and they went and found Mama too. So let's go on and listen to more of this silliness coming from these people.
Peace.
At the Reno High School protest, one woman voiced her support for the federal agency.
We support ICE!
However, students then threw this bag of chips at her, and police came and talked to her and she walked off, but not without giving her 2 cents. Some parents took the opposite approach. Since these protests were known to some in advance, some parents decided to keep their kids home due to the fact they didn't think politics should get in the way of young friendships.
If your son goes to school and has a friend, let's just call him Johnny, right? And Johnny leaves to go protest, but you stay, or vice versa. you don't know anything about that kid's political beliefs really in 7th grade. You know, so now your friend comes back and you think differently of him.
And some folks were strongly against the protest by the students.
They break the school's own policy. It was dishonestly put together. They didn't tell the parents what was going on. It missed a wonderful teaching opportunity on an important subject.
Covering the story, Jaden Urban, 2 News Nevada.
Just 1 sec, but I want.
Okay. I don't know what it went to, but we'll stop it there and trim it later. All right, cool. I forgot. I gotta save this clip, don't I? Let's see. Settings, open setting tools. No. There's the button. Where am I putting this? Oh, okay. We're going to put a new story. Oh, come on. I'm trying to get a new folder open and my computer's causing me problems, so I need a new folder for this. Wish I could rename it. Wish I could name the folders for what I'm talking about, but it didn't work out that way. So let's get that open, and that's where we're going to save this MP4. So now we can close that. Okay, so we got another one. Take that one off of there. Remove. Okay, so now, come here. So now we know that the kids got it wrong. So I'm wondering if the adults have got it wrong in Minneapolis. Because they organized this thing over the internet, and I don't know how, but there's probably a website you can go to learn what's going on and they'll get all the misinformation everybody's so concerned about, so that you can do things like that protest. The kids can do stuff like that protest nationwide. Excuse me. Nationwide, and see how things are going. Now, this is, crazy thing, because all these women, we'll be nice about it. All these women, they want to protect and they want to nurture these illegal aliens, or the Spanish, or whatever they are, people that aren't legally to be here in the United States. They want to protect and nurture them, because these are most likely, single women that never had any kids because they believed in the Gloria Steinem speeches and legacies, and they're all older than I am. And then they all descended on Minneapolis, and these are the same people that were protesting up in Portland, Oregon, when they were doing the Black Lives Matter protests. So this is, organized, and all kinds of crazy stuff that happened there. And, I'm not putting out long videos yet because, I want to say, I got lots of things I want to say about this stuff, but it's crazy that they're going to do this, and, it's not always going to be news. It's going to there's going to be something else going on we're going to talk about. But this story, this news is really kind of crazy. I'm wondering if these people need to go see a psychologist and be put in a rubber room sometimes. But, that's just the way it is. It's crazy, and that's the way the world works. It gives you something to talk about. So take care. We'll be talking to you later, and hopefully you enjoy this channel as much as I do making it. And we'll have all this stuff up ASAP. So y'all take care. If you have any comments, put them in the comment section below, and we'll talk about them. I'll do videos on your comments to see if we can come to some kind of disagreement. Anyway, we'll talk to you later. Bye now.